What's up, guys? It's Dan from Coin Bureau Trading, back at it again with another crypto market update. Today we've got FTT, like FTX's exchange token, Echelon Prime, and Goat, aka Goatseus Maximus, that meme coin that's been pumping a lot. These three cryptos have been pumping the most over the last 24 hours. I'm sure you all want to know, why are they pumping? How high could they go? Are they going to get rejected and fall? Is there a huge correction coming? If this is the kind of information you want, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ping that notification bell. We're going to be doing an analysis of the top three cryptos that have been pumping over the last 24 hours from Monday through Thursday, and getting these videos out as quickly as we can, so that you have some information that's actually relevant. Guys, before we get started, though, just do keep in mind that everything that you see in this video is not financial advice. It's just my personal analysis. Like what I see in the charts might be different than what you see, and if it is, then honestly, guys, that's awesome. The more difference of opinion we have, as I always say, the more that we'll all become better investors and traders. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right into it. I actually want to jump straight into the FTT charts here because I do want to point out that last time when we analyzed FTT, basically I had been looking at this 3.2 price target, and basically when I saw that FTT was pumping, of course, like I guess to really clarify, guys, FTT belongs to an exchange that has gone under. Okay, FTX is bankrupt. They've been going through this bankruptcy process now, I think for about 2 years. So the token, technically the token has absolutely no value. So all this price action is purely from speculation. So that's the first thing I need to get out there. Do keep that in mind. That being said, when I saw that the price was pumping earlier this month, I thought, wait a minute, like it seems that this pump actually has some legs. Like the chart was looking super bullish, and I thought, okay, what is the upcoming catalyst that could cause FT? This is before, guys. This is not what's coming up. But this is earlier this month. I thought, okay, what is the catalyst that's causing FTT to pump? And is it something that's still upcoming? And the answer was yes. Basically, on October 7th, basically the FTX bankruptcy in court, they basically agreed to start doing this distribution of assets back to creditors. And lo and behold, if you actually look closely, this is on the daily, you can see that on October 7th, that $3.2 target that I had set when we first analyzed FTT was actually hit. Surprise, surprise. and of course, there was a correction back down. And now we're entering this kind of uncharted territory, let's say, where FTT could either collapse or start heading higher. And guys, to be honest, I actually think that FTT could head higher and actually could basically hit this new possible target. And the reason being, guys, and I'll show you right here. So again, on October 7th, there was kind of like this meeting in court to decide, that we're going to be doing these repayments, like basically over, I think it's like 13 billion or something of repayments. And the question is, when are these repayments going to start? Or rather, when is the period for those returns going to start? It's going to be a 60-day window. And what's really interesting, guys, is that I guess according to certain analysts, it sounds like it's going to be sometime in November. And of course, as you might have noticed, we're already kind of past the midway point in October. So it's possible that we're starting to see, some speculation, or maybe there's even some insider information saying that, hey, maybe these repayments are going to start earlier. Maybe it's going to start later this month, or even next week, or in early November, something that's a lot closer. So you're starting to see basically like FTT token speculators saying, oh yeah, like we know that this news is going to come out sooner, so we're going to start accumulating now. And when the news comes out and everyone's going crazy, then we're going to see FTT pump. Which again, there's no guarantee of that, but this is, I'm just trying to think like, what could the catalyst be? This is the only thing that makes sense to me, and it kind of ties in to the last catalyst, which again was the actual court date. So again, and the other thing to keep in mind, actually, guys, on a quick note, is that a lot of these creditors, a lot of these people who are owed money from FTX, they're actually planning on aping back into crypto, specifically into Solana's ecosystem. So do keep that in mind. And if you start to see Solana cryptos outperform, sometime starting in November or December, that's probably going to be the reason why, is because these FTX creditors are being repaid and they're piling a lot of those profits back into Solana's ecosystem. So just keep that in mind. Write that down somewhere. Maybe you set the alarm on your phone or something. But do keep that in mind. Anyways, guys. So coming back to the FTT chart here, this is where things get a little bit interesting. The question here, at least in my mind, is like, okay, where is the new starting point, right? Like if we do see a rally higher, where is the new starting point? I actually think the starting point could be the resistance of the previous move, so around $2.2. And of course, if we have the target as the new resistance, then that would make a difference of $1, which would have $4.2 as the new target per our target math here. And again, like there's no guarantee of this. Obviously, we would first need to see a clear above this resistance level, maybe see a FTT chop around this range, maybe between $2.2 and $2.5, maybe chop around for a day or two before moving higher. That's what I would like to see to get confirmation that we're going to be, getting to this next resistance level. And the gain there could be pretty decent. But the reason I'm not putting like this profit loss is because, again, this is a token that belongs to an exchange that's bankrupt. Okay, all this price action is purely speculation. It's whales moving prices around, speculating around these catalysts that are related to the bankruptcy. Okay, yeah, I got it right on the first speculative call there that the court date would mark this rally to this 3.2 target. That's great. I'll take that victory. That's cool. But with the second leg higher, as you can see, it's significantly more, especially when you consider that FTT price is around $2. You're dealing technically with a price that could potentially double. But again, guys, like yeah, that sounds great, but are you really gonna take a 2x risk on something that's technically dead? Even on like all these coin tracking websites, it says like, beware, this crypto is technically dead. It's all just like speculation. For 2x gain, like I would prefer just to look at some other altcoin that has a little bit more potential, a little bit more, let's say, isn't actually dead. Maybe is a good start. That would be a good start for an altcoin to actually trade. Yeah, but in all seriousness, guys, as you might have noticed, we are on Bybit, and if you do insist on taking a position here on FTT, then at least try and maximize those profits by using the deals we have in the description with Bybit, up to $60,000 in rewards and 0% maker fees for 30 days. I'm going to be repeating it every single time, guys. You don't have to be a whale to take advantage of these deals. Like, yeah, of course, you might not squeeze the full juice out of that deal, so to speak. But even if you're just trading frequently, like these trading fee discounts are going to help a lot. And we don't just have them on Bybit. We have them on other exchanges like Blowfin, OKX, KuCoin, which I personally like, even Binance. So do be sure to check those deals out. They're going to help a lot. And signing up is super easy. You just click that the sign up now button, and you'll see that in the description we actually have a direct link, so you don't even have to go to the deals page. But if you do want to go to the deals page, then definitely check that out. Anyways, guys, now moving on to Echelon Prime. Of course, the first thing we have to ask is like, why is Echelon Prime pumping? And to be honest, guys, there isn't anything that is particularly obvious. I guess there was this update from 2 days ago. This is like the interesting thing is that like, there's no obvious catalyst and you're already seeing rally. But to be honest, guys, because Echelon Prime is a GameFi crypto, and as you guys might have noticed, there's been a little bit of hype in the GameFi niche because of this game on Avalanche called Off the Grid. That I believe launched on different PlayStation and like different devices recently. Different, I'm not a gamer. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know the technical terms. PC Master Race, whatever. I know that one. But jokes aside, guys. I do think that GameFi is becoming a big kind of narrative. It's starting to emerge as narrative. And that to me explains fundamentally why Echelon is starting to pump. It seems to be kind of like this, let's say, one of the blue chips in the GameFi ecosystem. And now here having our handy target math, we can see that, look as a move to the upside, potentially in the short term of up to 20%, taking it to the $12 target, which of course, we can calculate super simply. Starting point $8, resistance of $10, difference there is $2. So we take the resistance out of the difference and we get $12. And of course, you can zoom out a little bit to get confirmation. You can see, yep, like I can see that this $12 target, even there's been a lot of, let's say, wicks to the upside and wicks to the downside, even going as far back as December last year. And as you can see here, even earlier this year, I guess last month in September, you can see that there was a lot of profit taking around this $12 level. I do believe though, if Echelon Prime does get to this $12 level, we might see some profit taking again. But I don't think it's going to see that huge kind of sell off the same way that it did before. Maybe it'll come back down just to this resistance of around of $10 and then continue powering higher. That would kind of be like my base case. So it hits $12, comes back down to resistance, and it keeps going higher. Again, guys, we have to take these charts one step at a time. We can't like impose our will and say, oh yeah, I can see the next time it hits 12 is just going to go straight vertical. It's like, well, there could be a little bit of chop on the way up. So just do keep that in mind. Just look at what the charts are telling you and just set one target at a time and don't think, too far in advance. Otherwise, you're going to get wrecked. That's what I found is a good strategy. And to be honest, guys, I've noticed that a lot of the other traders in crypto that I personally respect, like Crypto Bullet on Twitter, a shout out to that guy. A lot of their strategies actually hinge on this fact of like, don't pay too much attention to like to these like how would you say, like, don't pay too much attention to the long-term thesis. Just focus more on like what the shorter term patterns are telling you, and this seems to be kind of like implicit in their analysis. I don't know if they recognize that, but I certainly do, and I think it's why they're so good at what they do. But anyways, guys, and again, the reason I had this $9 support here is that if we were to see rejection from this $10 resistance, again, we have to, Echelon Prime obviously needs to get above this resistance before it rallies for that for that $12 target. And we could see a correction back down to this $9 support level. But to be honest, guys, like the green candle here on the daily is looking pretty strong for Echelon Prime. So I do think it's going to keep rallying there. So do keep an eye out on that crypto for sure, especially if you're looking for like a quality altcoin blue chip to kind of like do some trade on. Of course, with like some leverage, you can increase that upside 20% move that's potentially coming. Again, no guarantees, guys. Anyways, so now moving on to the let's say the star of the hour, the star of the day. Which is a very good pun considering the pattern that's coming up here, but I'll explain that in a second. So as I mentioned, guys, yesterday, of course, we covered Goatseus Maximus. I was pointing out that the price was obviously, that at least on the daily chart, was looking like it was painting an advanced block, which was like this reversal pattern. And I had warned, and I'll say it again, is like, especially with these meme coins, especially in these conditions where altcoins could continue rallying, the risk is always to the upside. So I'm not really that surprised that Goatseus Maximus went a little bit higher. I don't know, I think it was like 10 or 20% higher or 30% higher, something like that. But now, of course, we're finally approaching, let's say, a pivotal point where this seems to be the first red day since the crypto launched, and I guess the market's trying to decide, okay, like, are we going to go higher? Are we going to go lower? And this is where things get really interesting, guys, because on the one hand, what we're seeing right now on this daily candle, that could be a shooting star, which, signals a downtrend, which is what I have drawn here in blue. So this could either be a shooting star, in which case everyone gets wrecked who bought in, or we're actually looking at a bull flag pattern where, you have this rally up, and I kind of drew it here with the yellow line. And in the case of the bull flag, because the flag is basically starting from the bottom, it's possible that GOAT's price could essentially double. And again, when you're thinking in terms of risk and reward, it's like, okay, there's this meme coin. Same with like FTT. It's like, okay, there's this meme coin that could, because FTT is basically a meme coin at this case. Let's be real, guys. At this point, rather, yeah, it's like, do I want this 2x rally on this like super speculative like meme coin or like FTT, or do I want to find something that's a little bit, that has a little bit more fundamentals to a little bit of a better narrative, something that'll actually deliver on that return, and maybe it'll take an extra couple days, but at least I'm not going to be checking the charts every 30 seconds to see if I got wrecked in this shooting star scenario. That's kind of like the calculation you have to make, and as I've mentioned many times, guys, is I honestly think that everything in this crypto market is going to pump. It's just a question of when and how much, and of course also how much risk is involved in that move, right? And this is a factor I need to start underscoring more, especially as we see more rallies in the market. It's like, yeah, of course GOAT can keep going higher, but like, what's the risk involved with that? Like to get another 100x or 100x, sorry, a nice Freudian slip, eh? No, but to get another 100% return, another 2x, is that really worth the risk? And in my opinion, not really. And again, to each their own. If you guys think, Goatseus Maximus to the moon, then, go nuts. I just hope, someday someone's going to take these clips and edit them out of context, and I'm just going to have it all over X, and I'm just going to be like face palming, thinking, Jesus, what have I done? But anyways, guys, jokes aside, if you want, kind of like analysis of more, let's say, fundamental crypto projects with super strong narratives, like these small caps, GameFi cryptos, stuff like Echelon Prime, that hasn't really gotten super discovered yet, and is looking really good on the charts. We're doing a lot of analysis of these types of altcoins in the Coin Bureau Club. We do weekly altcoin reviews of these like small cap altcoins that are voted on by our members. And we also showcase our personal crypto portfolios, the cryptos that we're personally watching, like considering accumulating. And we also have a members Discord where I'm posting charts for Bitcoin and Ethereum every single day. And of course, if I have time, then I will do, like altcoin analysis of like certain altcoins that are super hot, like Sui or Aptos or whatever. And of course, you guys can ask me questions and ask all of us questions here at the Coin Bureau team. And if I have the time, then of course, if there's any requests for altcoin analysis, then I'll happily do that if I have the time. And of course, the link to that is in the description. If you guys enjoyed the video, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.